afternoon everybody, Christy from Getting Into Prepping. In this video I just quickly want to discuss something with you. According to the law in 2024, we as South Africans and quite a few other countries in the world is actually having elections. Now with the political situation that we've currently got in South Africa is that the whites is a minority, and the whites used to be in charge up until 94, and then it was the ANC got voted in and they took over, and they are now in charge of the country. Now I want to make it clear right from the start that I am not particularly big into politics. I don't really care for politics. In my view and opinion, 99.99% of all politicians are not my friends. I will definitely not call them friends, and I do not really have respect for politicians in general, because they're all lying and they're all telling you stories just to get your vote, in order to make sure that they get elected in, and once they're in, they do whatever they want to do in any case. So politicians is not my favorite kind of people, it will never be. So just to have that clear, I'm not really interested in politics, but I do feel that we've got a role to play in politics. Just yesterday morning, the question was asked on one of the local radio stations, Radio Pulpit: what is our obligations as Christians towards voting? Do we have to vote? Don't we have to vote? What is the belief or the guidelines regarding that? Now the guy that was presenting this case actually proved out of the Bible that if you look at certain verses, God is the one that decides who is in charge of any situation, or who the leaders of any country or group is, and He's the one that has got the total authority on that. With that being said, I've also heard quite a few guys saying that what's the use of voting, because whether I vote or not, the ANC is going to be in charge. Now that is absolutely true. The situation in South Africa don't really allow us as white South Africans, without being racist, to have a very big influence in terms of the ANC elections, because elections, or the ANC has got the majority at this stage. But that's besides the point. The fact of the matter, and my belief on this is, I do vote, and I do draw my cross behind the party that represents my Christian principles the best. Please take note, my Christian principles, not my anything else than my Christian principles. So I go and have a look at what your principles are as a political party. If I can identify with that, I will then vote for that specific party. In South Africa, we don't really have a wide choice on that. So there's not a lot of Christian parties, or parties with Christian values, but that's besides the point. The fact of the matter is that I do go and vote, and I've got a simple reason for that. If you take into consideration, if you do not vote, you do not have any influence on any sort of level. It doesn't matter whether you vote or not. A political party will be elected and will have the majority, and they will be in the ruling party. But if you just look at the maths behind the whole situation, if a certain individual vote for a different party than what you would vote for, that party get one vote. If you do not vote, he's gonna get the benefit of that one vote. If you do vote, you cancel out that one vote, and at least one vote has been cancelled out. So I do believe that we've got a role to play. I do believe that it's our obligation, a Christian obligation, to take part in the elections, because that is what I believe God expects of us, is to partake in that, to actually, if you are against the government, to put your vote against the government. If you're for the government, put your vote for the government. But we have to play our role. So I am going to vote. I'm going to register with the upcoming weekend. There's the last registration before the election. We do not know whether the election is going to be, well, it can be anything from March to August, according to my understanding. So I want to register and I want to vote. And I want you to please consider registering and voting, because you can make a difference. Even if it's a small difference, you can make a difference in who is in charge of this country. Whether it be the current government and you support them, whether it's one of the opposition parties, it doesn't really matter. But the fact of the matter is that I believe that we have to go and vote and use your vote as your voice. I've heard the argument before that if I don't vote for anybody, I do not condone the system, and therefore I don't have to listen to the system. Surprise, surprise, pal. You still have to listen to the system. You still fall under the same laws. The only difference is you've got now no influence on any kind of laws, making of laws, and application of laws. Not that I believe that that's a major issue, but I do believe that you have to play your part and make your voice known, so that somebody can represent you and you have given somebody the authorization to act on your behalf. If you don't do that, whether you want to or not, whether you believe it or not, you still fall under the system and you still have to abide by the rules. So with that being said, think about it. I'm going to register. I hope that you're going to register and draw your cross again after the name of the political party that you support. Whether it be the government, whether it be the opposition, I don't really care, but I do believe that we have to make our voices known. Thank you for watching. If you're cross with me, that's fine. If you're not cross with me, that's fine as well, but I have just given my opinion on this matter. In the comments you can also give your opinion. I would love to hear what your opinion is on this and what your belief is. So yeah, with that being said, keep on prepping. We do not know what's coming up with the coming elections. There is a possibility of the normal violence prior to the elections. There is a possibility of violence after the elections. So be prepared, take that into consideration and do your prepping according to that. With that being said, keep on prepping and see you in the next video.